Hi everyone, welcome to Outside Lane, and I think we know what we're gonna do right now. I'm gonna talk about Waffle House by the Jonas Brothers. Why? I have no idea.
We never knew how to forfeit, but we always knew how to talk.
You know, sometimes, not always, I like to talk about songs in solo videos. The first one was about Heather by Conan Gray, which honestly, I don't think I handled it that well, do not watch that video. The second one was about Hold Me Closer by Elton John and Britney Spears, which honestly, I'm not really surprised that it didn't stick around. And today we're gonna talk about the most random song possible. I mean, I already said the title of the song, you know what this video is about. But I think most of you are questioning why exactly? Especially knowing that I have two videos coming out in the next few weeks or even months. I don't know when it's gonna come out, but trust me, it will. Well, let me tell you why I want to make the video about this song in specific. This song has been stuck on my head for months and I can't get it out of my head, so I think I have a lot of thoughts about it, so let's begin. So, the Jonas Brothers. I mean, they are the Jonas Brothers. What do you want me to say?
We go together, better than birds of a feather, you and me.
I don't think I need to give a big explanation of who they are. They've been here for 15 years at this point. But you know what? Alongside focusing on the main topic, I actually wanted to talk about something else. In this case, their comeback in 2019, which has been fascinating to say the least. So in 2013, the Jonas Brothers decided to go on a hiatus for creative differences. So you're probably questioning, what happened to them while they were on a hiatus? Or you're probably not. No one really cares about the Jonas Brothers at this point. So let me talk about them separately for a little bit. Nick Jonas was the first member of the group that wound up getting success solo, and you might know singles like Chains or Jealous or Close with Tove Lo, and he wound up releasing 3 solo albums of his own, which did get some moderate success. Now for Joe Jonas, he created his own band DNCE, which wound up getting some moderate success too. You obviously know the song Cake by the Ocean, which was a big hit in 2016, and his album with his own band made him have some decent success. Now for Kevin Jonas, well, it's a bit more weird. Apparently, he didn't really focus on his music career. Instead, he decided to work on some business ventures. For example, he created a food app called Youd, which you probably do not know its existence. But he actually wound up getting some appearances on some reality shows. Some examples are The Real Housewives of New Jersey and Celebrity Apprentice, which apparently is the celebrity version of a reality show that would judge the business skills of the competitors. And it was hosted by...
My name is Donald Trump, and I'm the largest developer in New York.
You can't be serious. That's what the members did after they split the group. So, in the end of February in 2019, the Jonas Brothers announced their comeback, and that a new single would be released the day after. Now, I don't know how much of a big deal this was 4 years ago. I'll just say it right away, I was never a big fan of the Jonas Brothers when I was younger. I forgot about their existence after my Disney Channel phase, so I didn't have that much of a connection with them. Yes, I had a Disney Channel phase when I was younger, okay? Shut up. But I guess it was big enough of a deal that the song actually wound up debuting at number 1, easily becoming their biggest hit. And it did have enough sustainability to become one of the biggest hits of 2019, and even one of the biggest hits of the decade. And the rollout for their album wasn't that bad either, getting 2 other singles in the top 40, even if none didn't come close to Sucker. I kinda have a fascination with this era of the Jonas Brothers, not because it's any good. Honestly, their comeback album Happiness Begins kinda sucks, and some of the singles aren't that better. Especially Only Human, it's probably one of the worst hits of the 2010s, it's god-awful. But I don't know, this era just grips me in a way that I just have no idea why, even if it's not that interesting. After the album rollout, they wound up releasing some other singles that, while they did debut high, they never really stuck around for that long. Like, do you remember What a Man Gotta Do? No, you don't. Or their collaboration with Karol G? Yes, that's real, I'm not kidding. And something even more forgotten, Nick Jonas decided to release another solo album in 2021, which genuinely I don't think anyone knows about their existence. I actually heard that album, and honestly it's not really that interesting outside of one of the singles, This Is Heaven, which is shockingly great. And talking about other projects that they made, you might probably know the song Leave Before You Love Me with Marshmello. It was a decent hit in 2021, and probably one of the biggest they've had in this whole comeback. Now jump a year after, and we are in 2023. And they announced that a new album is coming, which is gonna be produced by John Bellion. You know what? It's actually not that out of the ordinary. The guy has produced for Justin Bieber, so I'm not really that surprised. Fast forward a little bit, and the album, which would be called The Album, wow, so creative, would be released in May of this year. And one of these singles, Waffle House, wound up becoming the biggest of the album. And this is where we jump into why exactly I wanted to make this video. Because this song has been on my mind since its release, and it hasn't gotten away. And I felt every single emotion you could think of. It kinda went like the 5 stages of grief, but even more pathetic because this is a song and not a real person. So let me do a brief timeline of my emotions. Once I heard it, I could not stand it. There was something about it that even thinking about this song would make me wince in shame. I sometimes would think, how did this piece of garbage wound up being created? Then after a couple of listens, I would be like, hey, maybe this isn't too bad? I might have exaggerated a little bit. And then after a few more listens, I was like, hey, maybe I actually kinda like this. So why did this happen? Why did we come to the point where I'm actually making a video about it? First, let's go for the things that made me dislike the song. Honestly, I would say that it's more of a death by a thousand cuts situation, where little moments of the song would make me just not like this at all. Probably the first I can point out is the stupid censoring in the verses.
We always knew how to talk, we always knew how to break.
Like, why would you do that? Yeah, I know it's a small detail, but like, it would piss me off every time I listen to it. Another moment that would annoy the hell out of me would be the backing vocals in the chorus, which sound way louder than they should. Again, very small detail, but let me show you how it felt to me.
No, don't get stressed, it's gonna get all deep conversations.
Yeah, like that. Not very nice, isn't it? But honestly, the detail that made me dislike the most is how cheesy and empty this all sounded. It just felt like a cynical commercial to me. A song that is built to only be played in one of those jukeboxes in Waffle House. Even if there's not a lot of Waffle Houses in the East Coast, which is very ironic because that's where the Jonas Brothers are from. Now, you're probably thinking that this is a bit too mean, and I agree. I'll be the first person to say that commercial core music, as many people call it, is not inherently bad. Hell, a lot of great songs are played in ads, especially in car commercials. And again, you do not need to agree with me with what I'm saying. Even I said that it was a bit too mean to think like that, but that's genuinely how I felt. It just felt like a load of cynicism to me. So that's how I felt at first. I didn't like this. Get this thing away from me, and let's move on with our lives. But that didn't really happen. The less I wanted to think about this song, the more it got stuck in my head. I've been in this dilemma for 2 months at this point. Am I being too harsh to this song? Did I do it dirty? Should I give it another chance? And then it clicked. I went from hating this to actually liking it. And here's the thing. A lot of the things I said about the song, I still kinda stand by it. First of all, again, it's very cheesy. It kinda reminds me of an even cheesier version of Uptown Girl by Billy Joel, and that song is already as cheesy as it is. Look, I've never liked Uptown Girl by Billy Joel. Please don't come at me. And it was still feeling a bit cynical to me, especially the way they just shoved the title into the song. But at this point, it didn't really matter. I had to admit that this song was indeed very catchy. It does have a sticky chorus, the instrumentation is pretty solid, specifically the bass and the piano. I mean, that's kind of what happens when you have John Bellion producing your song. Nick and Joe Jonas do sound okay, even if I do prefer Nick Jonas's verse. And hell, even if the lyrics are nothing that special, I like the sentiment of finding great moments even in complicated situations, or in this case, having deep conversations at the Waffle House. Man, they really have no shame. They did mention this on interviews, and the articles I've seen, I honestly do believe what they're saying. But I mean, they also said that this isn't about any restaurant in specific, but come on, who's gonna believe you? And I will admit, that piano outro... I'll admit, probably one of the best moments in any hit single of this year. So yeah, even if it took a long time and a bit of my stubbornness, I now do like this song. Now again, this isn't perfect, it still has issues, some that I've even mentioned before, and I completely understand why someone wouldn't like this. From what I've seen, the consensus on this song is pretty much split down the middle. But you know what? I do recommend at least giving this a chance. And if you didn't like it at first, try listening to it again. Again, I understand if you don't like it, but just give it another chance. Maybe you wound up liking it too. By the way, do not listen to their newest album. It's mid. And this was the video. I hope y'all liked it. Again, a very strange video, but I genuinely wanted to talk about this song. I'm not kidding when I say that this song has been on my mind for a lot of weeks. For the next projects, again, it's gonna be the top 10 best hits of 2012, alongside with the next audience recommendations video, which is gonna be big. And I'm also doing another rank down, this time for the 2020 Canadian year-end list. Every information is gonna be on the description below if you wanna do the rank down. It's gonna be until August 31st, so have fun with it. And that's pretty much it. Subscribe to my channel, subscribe to my second channel that I still haven't released anything outside of one video, but trust me, something is gonna come out soon. Follow me on Twitter, which I'm not gonna call it for the newest name that Elon Musk created. Fuck you, Elon Musk. Follow me on Instagram, which I'm not very active, but if you wanna follow me there, do it. And that is it. I hope I see y'all in the next video.